invest your own money into FTX or just get paid? Are you still conflating money you got paid by FTX that you lost, or did you actually invest some of your own funds?
Money's fungible. I have many other advisors.
So once again, you're a venture investor because you ventured your name and reputation.
If the answer is yes, I lost money. I had $10 million plus sitting in there, swept. It's gone. There's $10 million that's gone.
That you got paid by FTX
Well, it's not that simple because I had to pay the tax man too. Think about that.
Did you get that money too from what's it called?
Grossed up.
Was it a gross up?
Top up. Gross up. Yes, part of it was the gross up.
So you didn't even pay your own money on the taxes. That was also from
I know this is really upsetting you, but I don't set
it just upsets me when you try to dodge around the essential point that you didn't put any of your own money in.
Look.
Hi, it is nice to see you again here at Market Empire. Kevin O'Leary, an investor on the show Shark Tank, got into a heated argument about his paid role as the ambassador for the cryptocurrency exchange FTX, which has since gone out of business. O'Leary appears to be more concerned with Sam Bankman-Fried than he is with the users and investors who have been left out in the cold, despite the fact that he testified before the Senate Banking Committee just the week before and that the cryptocurrency business has suffered a massive collapse. O'Leary has recently made a number of tweets, the majority of which have been devoted to speculating on his plans. He seems unconcerned by the magnitude of the loss of funds that FTX was responsible for. Just yesterday, O'Leary said, "I'd rather engage in an entrepreneur who has struggled before than one who presumes success from day one. The definition of leadership is finding great people and asking them to do remarkable things. I never ever let feelings get in the way of investment. Money has no gaps. You either make it or lose it. An entrepreneur's time is valuable. It's how you use it correctly. I'd rather invest in an entrepreneur who has experienced the agony of failure because they understand how difficult it is to start a business." O'Leary is continuing to back Sam Bankman-Fried despite the overwhelming quantity of evidence that has been revealed, which makes the timing of these events pretty peculiar. O'Leary appears to be purposefully walking into the role of the crypto villain by showing SBF that it has spent billions of user funds fraudulently. This comes just one day after the former CEO of Alameda Research, Caroline Ellison, and FTX co-founder Gary Wang faced charges of indictment and admitted guilt and securities violation. It is quite possible that the case against Bankman-Fried will hinge on Ellison and Wang's willingness to cooperate, given that both men have admitted to playing active roles in the company's fraud. They stated that the senior management was aware of illegal activity, including the transfer of customer monies between the two companies, and they were complicit in the illegal activity.
This is just follow the money.
Well, Kevin, are you still calling yourself a venture investor when we're still talking about the fee that you got as a spokesperson? So your venture investing was your name being able to be used as a spokesperson? Is that how you're seeing yourself as an investor rather than just a paid?
Joe, bad news. I have a very large advisory business with governments and with companies and with.
No, I know, but in this case, with FTX.
And I can't change the past. I mean, yes, I was a paid spokesperson.
Did you invest your own money into FTX or just get paid? Are you still conflating money you got paid by FTX that you lost, or did you actually invest some of your own funds?
Money's fungible. I have many other advisors.
So once again, you're a venture investor because you ventured your name and reputation.
If the answer is yes, I lost money. I had $10 million plus sitting in there, swept. It's gone. There's $10 million that's gone.
That you got paid by FTX
Well, it's not that simple because I had to pay the tax man too. Think about that.
Did you get that money too from what's it called?
Grossed up.
Was it a gross up?
Top up. Gross up. Yes, part of it was the gross up.
So you didn't even pay your own money on the taxes. That was also from.
I know this is really upsetting you, but I don't set
it just upsets me when you try to dodge around the essential point that you didn't put any of your own money in.
Look, I'm not dodging. You're not going to get me there. I totally disclosed every cent when I went in front of the Senate. And on top of that, I don't set my price, Joe. Let me get this point out. I don't set my price. The market does. They decide what they're going to pay me. All right? This is a capitalist society. If I'm not worth $15 million, I don't get paid $15 million.
Why do you call yourself a venture investor? Is it semantics? Why are you saying you're a venture investor when it was a fee that they paid you? And some would say ill-gotten gains because you were basically legitimizing a scammer who's going to likely be a scammer.
I insisted on becoming an investor. I said I'm not going to endorse this company unless I'm a shareholder. So I want access to that deal that you're doing. It's closed. They had to open up that round for me. I took some of the proceeds that I was paid and reinvested it in the company. I don't endorse companies unless I'm a shareholder. Most of the time I have to be. Otherwise, I'm not aligned with everybody else. And telling me I'm not a venture investor, I have 54 companies in my portfolio right now. I invested in all of them.
In this case, you're investing money that they paid you as a spokesperson. Fine, you're a venture investor.
No, I didn't have to invest in FTX. I didn't have to invest in FTX to become a paid spokesperson. That was not on the table until I insisted on it.
O'Leary, who is acting as if this extremely dishonest act is also unlawful, is some oversight on their part. The New York Times recently published an oddly sympathetic piece that portrayed SBF as a guy with terrible luck with his investing decisions. The article framed this picture in a way that was quite empathetic to SBF. Despite the fact that O'Leary had a front row seat to Bankman-Fried up until the very end, he stated on multiple occasions that we do not know all the facts yet. However, people know plenty of facts at this step because at this point, SBF himself has inducted that he used FTX money in billions to make speculative investments in Alameda. O'Leary stated that he is ready for a forensic audit and suggested that we find out what the audit results will be. He is responsible to everyone who follows him to disclose the truth, and he feels obligated to do so. And there won't be any issues with resources because he already has everything he needs. Bankman-Fried was taken into custody in the Bahamas last week, following the announcement by the United States government that charges would be brought against him in connection with a massive fraud that has been going on for years and had supported investors on a house of cards that was built on a framework of deception. He is being investigated for possible involvement in wire fraud, securities fraud, conspiracy, money laundering, and violations of campaign finance laws, all of which may result in a prison sentence of 115 years. Because of the timing of his being granted bail, issues are still circulating regarding to the initial refusal of bail due to the flight risk that Bankman-Fried posed. He was secured by the equity in the Palo Alto, California home that his parents owned, and a long list of conditions were included for him to stay free while he stands accused. So what do you believe SBF will ultimately have to answer for, one of the most serious financial crimes that have occurred in our lifetime? Some people believe he won't face any charges or vanish entirely without a trace. There are many situations similar to this one in this culture. We all have high hopes that justice will be served and the truth will be uncovered at the appropriate moment. Leave your comments farther down. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel.